Hello everyone, welcome to Wing Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. Today we're going to do our fourth set of alternatives for the March 2026 paper pumpkin kit called Fluttering Garden. And here are the 9 cards that you could have made had you done this kit as intended. But we're going to do some alternatives, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first one we're going to do is going to be very easy. It's going to be what I would call an easy button card. But while I'm getting this together, if I could ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I would love to have you around here, and I'm really trying to grow the channel, and I can't do that without you. And I do appreciate all of you that have subscribed. Okay, we're going to start with a card base of Pool Party. That's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to give that a nice burnish. We've got a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. And then I've got another piece of basic white that is also 4 by 5 1/4 that I have run through the... Oh, let me see what I did with it. I thought I just had it so I could show you guys. And that quickly it disappeared off my desk. Oh my goodness. I forget what it's called. It's an embossing folder that almost looks like little stars or flowers, either one. So we're going to put that as our first layer here. Then we've got another piece of Pool Party that is 3 by 4 1/4, and then I cut this out of one of the envelopes. This is 2 3/4 by 4, and we're going to mat that onto our piece of Pool Party cardstock here. Looks like I need a new blade, because when you cut envelope paper, if your blade's not sharp, you end up with these little pilly pieces here that sometimes I have to go around and pick off. So let's go ahead and get some of this down. So we're going to start with our piece of envelope here. So when you're gluing envelope, you want to try not to use too much glue, just because the paper is very thin. And if you get too much glue on it, it will wrinkle your paper. And you'll be able to see where you put the glue on. So we're just going to center that up, and we're going to give this a nice burnish. And then we're going to put our embossed piece down here. So we'll center that up on the front of our card base. So just kind of like that. Okay. Now, next we've got one of the little hummingbirds out of the kit that we're going to put on the front. But before we do that, we're going to stamp on this and this. For this one, I'm going to stamp in some basic gray. Pool Party was too light to stamp in, and I thought black was a little too much, so I chose basic gray here. We are going to do, from the stamp set that came in the kit, we are going to do birthday wishes on the front. And then I've got another orphan stamp that was on my desk that says let's celebrate you. So we're going to use that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and get our birthday wishes inked up. And we're just going to put that right here like this. There we go. So there's our birthday wishes. And then I'm going to peel this off for just a second so we can use this block for our let's celebrate you. Okay. So we're going to ink this one up. We'll line this up. We'll get this down right here. There you go. Perfect. All right, we're going to put this ink away. And I'm going to check just to make sure I didn't get into it. Okay, so let's put our inside piece down next. So we'll get some glue on this. And we're just going to center that up in here. And we'll make that even. Okay. Now, back on the front, we're going to put this piece down next. So we're just going to do right here in the center. Now, when you're gluing to something that's been embossed, it might take it a second before the glue kind of grabs to that uneven surface. So just give it a little bit of pressure. It will eventually take hold there. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to put on our little hummingbird. We are going to pop him up on dimensionals. I'm going to use little mini ones since there's not a lot of real estate here to work with. So we'll just get a couple of these on here. And I'm going to put one more right there. Okay. And we'll get the backs off of these. And we will just put this right in here. Somewhere just like that. Okay, so there's our birthday wishes. Now, we've got gems that came in the kit. And we're going to use these. So let's see. Take one of these. Question of the day is where? Where? I don't know why I struggle so much with where. Just put them down, right? They all look good no matter where you put them. And then we'll put one right down here. Okay, so there's that. Like I said, very easy button. Didn't take long at all. All right, let's move on to our second one. We find the glue. I'm going to put the lid back on the glue for a second. Okay, next one we are going to start with a piece of gorgeous grape. That's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to give this a nice burnish. I have a piece of basic white for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. Next, we've got a piece of Highland Heather. That is 2.5 by 5 1/4. And we're going to do some stamping on this, and then we're going to put it down right there. And then I've got another piece of basic white here that is 3 by 4 1/2. And this I ran through this eyelet 3D embossing folder. So that's going to go here. And then we've got a couple of other things. We've got a circle out of Highland Heather that I cut out of the Deckled Circles dies. And then we've got a big hummingbird for this one. So we are going to start with this piece of Highland Heather right here. And I'm going to turn it this way for a minute. And I'm going to take the stamp that came in the kit. That is this little flower piece right here. And we are going to stamp that in Highland Heather. So we're going to do some tone-on-tone stamping. And we are going to just stamp along the edge of this piece of cardstock here. So let me ink this up. I'm just going to line this up so we can hopefully start with it straight. And I'm just going to put this down here at the bottom. And so right now it's going to be at the bottom, but when we get ready to put it on our card, we're going to turn it so that it is the other direction. And I think we'll only get about 3 of these on here, or maybe 2 3/4. I don't think we're going to get complete 3 on here. We're going to get close, but not quite, I don't think. Okay, so pretty close. All right, now, so this is going to go here like this, and then we're going to stamp on our circle here. We are going to stamp again birthday wishes. So we're going to use the same greetings that we used just a second ago. So I'm just going to clean these stamps right quick. And then we'll get our birthday wishes down. Clean that. Okay, so let me make sure that looks pretty straight. So we are going to ink this up in our Highland Heather. And we are going to just put this right down here near the bottom of our circle. So just like that. And then take that off. We're going to use our same block and our same other stamp for the inside. So again, we're going to do our Let's Celebrate You. So we'll ink that up, and we're going to get this over here. And we'll get this down. Perfect. Okay, we're going to put this ink away. Again, I'm going to check and make sure I didn't get it on me. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on the inside. So we're going to center this up like that. Okay. Now we're going to take our piece that we stamped on here, and we're going to put some glue on this. And this is going to go right along this left edge here. Not all the way to the edge, pretty close, but we're just going to leave kind of the same border, top, bottom, and to the left. That looks pretty good. Then this is going to be our next layer. And this is going to go right here. Okay. And then our circle. We're going to put right here in the middle. And then our hummingbird is going to go right here. So let's get some dimensionals for our hummingbird. Let's see what we can get off of this one. Just a few left on this sheet. And maybe that was all there was of the full ones. So let's just cut some edge pieces here. And we'll get a few of these on here. And maybe we'll get one right up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we'll get these off, the backs off of these. And then we will get this down and our gems, and we will be done with this one. Both of these were pretty quick cards. Not bad at all. So we're going to put our hummingbird down right there. Looks pretty good. Okay, and throw these backs away. We're going to use our same gems that came in the kit. So we'll grab a few of these and we'll get these down. If I can get it unstuck from my finger. And we'll do a little one. Right there. And one more little one. Let's see. Where, oh where? Let's just bring it right down here. Okay, so there we go. Alrighty, so here are our 2 cards that we made today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back tomorrow with Fun Fold Friday. I hope to see you all back then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.